Hi, I'm Jeff Howard. I'm going to be presenting at the Principals Institute in December, and I've been asked to do a short video describing what I'm going to be doing on that day. I'll tell you my background. I'm a social psychologist by training, and I actually really became a social psychologist in high school before I knew what social psychology was, because I got interested in a discrepancy that I saw between the quality of the intellectual capacity of kids as they expressed it on the playground versus a real decline in that capacity among the same kids when they came into the classroom. So they'd be brilliant on the playground, could talk a superior brand of trash, but then in the classroom it was kind of, I don't know. And I thought that was curious and disturbing. I carried that sort of thought into into college, and noticed the same sort of discrepancy. So the discrepancy became of interest, and I think it was during my senior year in college, I came to an understanding that I've carried with me ever since. It occurred to me that differences in the confidence people have in their own intellectual capacities has a powerful impact on the effort they can expend in doing intellectual work. That kids who are really bright, you can see it in every other aspect of their lives, can come into the classroom and come to believe that they're not very smart. And if that confidence declines, so does their capacity to commit effort to learning, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. I got a PhD in social psychology based on that insight. My dissertation was about that. And I carried that, I think, fairly logically into K-12 education, because it seemed to me that was an important place, a venue for when these kinds of discrepancies really took hold. I've worked that in two different kinds of ways. I've always been interested in increasing children's confidence, that if you can do that, they can do that with their effort. But it struck me, working with educators, that it was more important even to do this work with educators. That to the extent that educators understood that kids have really broad capabilities, typical, normal kids have tremendous intellectual capacity and can learn at a 21st century level. If we really believe that, then we can influence their effort and get it to the point where the kids can do a new kind of self-fulfilling prophecy. We believe they can do it, they believe they can do it, they start to do it, it reinforces everybody's belief that the kids have that capacity. Now I'll talk about one more sort of discrepancy that I saw. There's been great work done in education reform in the last 30, 40 years. New programs, new reading approaches, new curricula, and we haven't had the kind of impact that those programs should have had. So we have dedicated educators using much better curricula, better programs, better approaches, but the results have not moved in the way all of us wanted and expected. It seems to me that what's been missing is the piece we talked about earlier, that we're not raising the confidence of teachers and children in children's learning capacity. And until we do that, the kids can't get the effort up. And if they don't get the effort up, the programs don't have the impact that we want. So a precursor for having these approaches and these dedicated educators become as effective as all of us want them to be is to do that work, to work on confidence first, build up effort through confidence, and then apply great pedagogy, and we can get the job done. That's what my presentation will be about in December, and I look forward to seeing you then.